Hey guys, Harry Thomas here, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my top 10 worst movies of 2015. Thank you guys all so much for being so supportive of my top 10 best movies of 2015, my previous top 10. So this is the fun follow-up to that list. And it's gonna be just as awesome to hear your top 10 worst movie list of 2015. Let's get a discussion brewing of what is the worst motion picture to come out in 2015. But thankfully, 2015 has a unique top 10 worst list, as there is no Disney live action remake on this list, while the uh, uh, 2015 live action Cinderella remake is nowhere near as timeless as the original. It's not that bad not bad enough to make the list, thankfully. So, without further ado, if you want to know my top 10 worst movies of 2015, then just keep watching. At number 10, Daddy's Home 2. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Why were you making a mockery of your comedy career with this? How was this thing funny enough or successful enough to even get a sequel greenlit? You know what? So after watching this movie, I was like, "Daddy, get the heck out of here! Just watch the Bad Mums duology instead." At number nine, arguably the worst installment of the Despicable Me franchise thus far, Minions. Seriously, there is no uh, reason for this movie to exist. It has nothing to do with the Despicable Me movie trilogy. It has nothing to do with Drew or the girls. It's just the minions. Just running around doing whatever. Look at awesome spin-offs like Lego Batman movie and Puss in Boots. Those were spin-offs with heart and a story. This has no story. It's literally a commercial saying get your minion today. I can't believe I'm gonna have to sit through another of these damn movies. I am dreading Minions Rise of Gru. At number 8, Terminator Genesis. I I don't believe for an instant that James Cameron was legitimately being honest when he was saying that he thought this movie brought the Terminator franchise back and returned it to form. No way. He was paid by the studio to make that statement. Terminator Genesis just it messes up the canon and the timeline of Terminator worse than any other Terminator movie I have ever seen. This is a reboot that was setting up future unwritten sequels, and it recycled the exact same lines from the James Cameron Terminator movies, like "Come with me if you want to live," in an insulting fashion, and having John Connor be the villain, and also the trailer for this movie spoiled the entire thing. It was the worst, most spoiler-filled trailer since Amazing Spider-Man 2's. And people give Terminator Dark Fate last year a bad rep, but it's easy pickings. Dark Fate buries Genesis. At number 7, The Boy Next Door, the second movie about a creepy stalker romance to be released in 2015. It may be the slightly more watchable one of the two, but it's still borderline awful. Jennifer Lopez is the only redeeming factor in this movie, but as much as she's giving it her all, she can't make up for this movie's uncomfortableness. It's unlikableness, and this and the narrative is just the most flat out predictable narrative of 2015. I never want to go into movies knowing what to expect, but I knew exactly where the plot was going to go from the moment the titles came up, and I I just hate that movies about abusive relationships are still being made in this day and age. And I mean, Invisible Man did that right, but this was back when movies were still trying to get it right. And the marketing is so cheap that this movie literally only has one poster. Just one poster exists for The Boy Next Door. That's laughable. At number 5, Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. I wouldn't blame you if you forgot that the Paranormal Activity movies even existed. Nobody asked for Paranormal Activity to have sequels. Instead of creeping you out like it intends to, this movie will only make you yawn 100 times in just one viewing. So yeah, just skip. At number 5, Pan, both the worst Terminator and worst Peter Pan movies that have made this list. Congratulations! But Pan is seriously a pathetic excuse for a Peter Pan movie. It's rips the source material to shreds, filled with abysmal acting, especially from the kid actor who played Peter Pan, atrocious visuals, the most non-existent and out of nowhere romance of 2015 between Captain Hook and Tiger Lily. Thank God Pan flopped hard and Warner Brothers learnt their lesson that you don't portray Peter Pan on film this way. I mean, I'm just sticking with the Disney Peter Pan Return to Neverland and Hook, and even the 2003 Peter Pan I would happily watch over Pan. At number 4, Pixels. You know what sucks? Chris Columbus, director of Home Alone and Harry Potter, directed this monstrosity. Well, Chris, your filmmaking career has hit rock bottom with Pixels. It's it's a it's an Adam Sandler movie. What of course it was going to suck. Pixelated arcade characters that come into the real world in this movie look diabolical, and the Adam Sandler humour, you guessed it, it is the worst kind of bottle of the barrel humour. At number 3, The Gallows. This is what happens when the devil himself came along and said, oh, let's make a movie even worse and unscarier than a Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, and you have The Gallows. Watching the Gallows, watching this atrocity, it was like I had my head trapped in a guillotine. It was that excruciating, and my God, the characters. I have rarely hated characters in a movie as much as this. I could have strangled half of them. I couldn't watch one scene with these characters without. I couldn't watch one scene with these characters without losing my temper, especially that one guy who was constantly blaming others for things that he started to begin with. And this is the biggest spit in the face to everybody who adores musical theatre. My sister especially would despise this one, as she is an aspiring musical theatre student herself. So just check out Hamilton on Disney Plus instead. At number 2, Fant Four Stick, because I will never ever call this disgrace Fantastic Four. People were all calling Pixels and the Gallows the worst movies of summer 2015, and then Fant Four Stick comes along and says, "Hold my flame." Josh Trank had some great movies before under his belt, like Chronicle, for example. But after this, I think everybody misses the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies, because this I I can't believe how this turned out to be the most boring superhero movie, period. There's just like 10 minutes of action and and uh, and only 2 action scenes in the entire movie. 20th Century Fox did a dreadful job of trying to make this movie like the MCU and The Dark Knight. They oversaturated it with exposition and a build up to sequels that you just know and we're never going to get. Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan, Miles Teller, and Jamie Bell all look bored out of their minds playing the Fantastic Four. Doctor Doom, they screwed up worse than any character, and the final battle is the biggest, most anticlimactic CGI mess of any superhero movie from the 2010s. And shockingly, this isn't even the worst movie of 2015. That is coming right up. And my number one worst movie of 2015 is, you all know it's 50 Shades of Grey. I would never, repeat, never make a movie like the 50 Shades trilogy. As an aspiring movie director, I yeah, this is an insult, and a absolute disgrace to movies in general. To in an you know some filmmakers, they injure themselves. They beat themselves up over just writing a movie. They put their passionate heart and soul, their blood, sweat, and tears into their projects, but 50 Shades just has zero passion behind it, and these are the kind of movies that should never be made and should never be shown on the big screen. The fact that Ellie James wrote a Twilight fanfiction on her BlackBerry and that got made into a movie, I can't believe that's how some movies get made these days. I would rather be whipped. I would rather have Twilight stuck in my head for the rest of my life than ever be subjected to 50 Shades of Grey again. You only show this movie, to punish criminals for their crimes. Jamie Dorman's Christian Grey is the worst, most evil movie character. I'm sorry, but a woman abuser doesn't count as a protagonist. He is straight up the antagonist. And Dakota Johnson's Anastasia Steele, she is somebody who women should never look up to. She's somebody who lets an abuser do whatever the heck he wants with her. The scenes in the playroom are worse than torture. Pop songs in the soundtrack are beyond agony, and the pacing of 50 Shades of Grey makes the boring and slow pacing of Fant Four Stick look like a cheater in comparison. Even a snail could outrun the pacing of 50 Shades of Grey. I am proud to call 50 Shades of Grey the worst movie of 2015. So there you have it. So there you have it. Now both my top 10 best and worst movies of 2015 lists are complete. So sorry I waited 5 years to make these lists. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. And what are your top 10 worst movies of 2015? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time. And I have some more 2020 movie reviews coming your way. Hamilton, The Gentleman, and Palm Springs. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.